Are we live? Oh shit, I think we are live right now. Hell yeah, we're live. Let's go, boys. All right. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know why I'm introing this like it's a video. Raybro was waiting for me. I guess he left. Big rips. The Montreal Canadiens tonight came in. They played at home, and they ended up beating the Vancouver Canucks. As you could tell by the top, it was a score of 6-2. Which was a really solid. It was a really solid game for the Montreal Canadiens. We are just going to get into the notes, but first of all, I do want to say my apologies, guys. My hair's going crazy. I will not be able to go live as soon as I did. As soon as I am able to. Oh my god, my hair is pissing me off. Actually, is whatever. But I will not be able to go live as early as I usually do for the games until Friday at the earliest, it seems. We'll get to that in a minute. Yo, Sons of Liberty, welcome back, man. Trade me Bear, and yeah, I'll think about it, Ray, bro. Hell yeah, Wolverine, great win tonight. Can't wait for the next game. Me neither, man. This being the first game of a back-to-back, I'm feeling really good about the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow and this year. So the opening lineup, I'm so bored there. Yeah, Cameron Knox, there's no Leaf games till Thursday. I'm really sorry about that, buddy. But the Montreal Canadiens, the opening lineup was Tatar, Danault, Gallagher, Drouin, Suzuki, Anderson. So Anderson would be back in the lineup tonight after missing roughly half of last game with COVID, not COVID protocol, but flu-like symptoms and technically COVID protocol, but tested negative for both COVID tests. So thankfully, there was that. There was that, and he was good to go. Toffoli, Kotkaniemi, Perry was the third line, and Lehkonen, Evans, and Byron was your fourth line. Sherratt, Weber, Edmondson, Petry, and Mete Romanov was your defense. So Kulak was out despite playing really well, and Mete would be coming in to the lineup after reportedly asking for a trade after last game. Carey Price was going to get the start in net. Jake Allen will be playing the backup, likely reversed for tomorrow night. Jake likely going to play starter, and Carey Price will be backing him up. Opening lineup for the Vancouver Canucks, it was JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, and Brock Besser on the first line. Pearson, Horvat, Hoglander, Gaudette, Sutter, and McEwen. And then on the fourth line, it was Mott, Beagle, and Virtanen. Yo, tape to tape. Welcome to the stream, buddy. And then on defense, Edler, Chatfield, Hughes, Ben, Schmidt, Myers. Braden Hope was starting, and Thrasher Demko would be the backup. Before the game started, I wanted to mention that our cable had gotten cut off because Bell fucking sucks. So I had to go for a stream. I had to go look for a different type of stream. And likely until Friday at the earliest. So yeah, Thrasher Demko. His name is Thrasher. I'm pronouncing it Thrasher. Early on, exactly 1 minute into the game, and we scored already. It was Nick Suzuki getting the rebound right in front from Anderson and Drouin. Really nice 5-hole little tuck, and it was 1-0 Canadiens on the first shot of the game for us. Yo, Rich J, how's it going, man? Rich J, welcome back to the stream, buddy. Big rips indeed, Sons of Liberty. It's stupid. Canucks did good for 2 minutes, right about 2 to 3 minutes. Did pretty good holding us off the puck, but the Canadiens were looking really solid. We're looking really solid afterwards. Glad to see us buzzing already after last game, managing to rebound already. The Canucks turning the puck over way too much already. We're getting some good chances because of, I think I counted 2 or 3 turnovers in the span of about 2 minutes. But the Canucks were going to the power play. Kotkaniemi got called for tripping. Leafs do play the Canucks in the next 3 games, so it should be 3 easy dubs for them. The Canucks wish they were playing. They do, Rich J. The Canucks probably wish they were playing the Sens for 56 games. But we would end up scoring 6th shorthanded goal of the season. Lehkonen in his 300th NHL game, unassisted on a great hit. He laid the body, had a pretty solid hit, got the puck, and immediately just scored. It was a really good chance. 6th shorthanded goal of the year, and we had 6 shorthanded goals of all last season, and we've already tied it next season. We are on pace for something crazy like 25 shorthanded goals. But yeah, what a really nice goal for Artturi Lehkonen. And then we kill off the Canucks power play. We had all of the pressure right now. Fuck, I just noticed I didn't have the power player PK unit. My apologies. But yeah, we had all the pressure at this point. 1-for-1 on the PK. Habs were looking pretty good, but on a turnover back the other way, it was Brendan Sutter with a really weak shot that ended up making it 2-1. Price definitely should have had that one, in my opinion. Price and Mete were invisible, but I mean, we dominated Habs 60. I mean, we did not. I don't know if I'd say we dominated. Canucks got a lot of shots, but we didn't do that bad. Canucks, when they play Ottawa, calm. When they play Habs, panic. Sons of Liberty, I agree with you, man. Gally had a beauty. Habs 16 will definitely get it. Kim, let's go. We got Kim. Let's go. How's it going, Kim? How's it going with you? How was your Twitch stream? If you guys haven't already, go follow Kim subscribe to her on YouTube and follow her on Twitch. She's fun. It's amazing how the play out. Exactly, Rich J. Like it's amazing how just beating the Penguins and then taking the Flyers to 6 games. It's incredible how much confidence it really gave us. Like I mentioned, like we might have lost to the Flyers, but just the entire playoffs we were in gave us so much confidence for this upcoming season. And it's really shown so far. And I do want to point out, by the way, it is really crazy thinking that the Vancouver Canucks let go of Tyler Toffoli to keep Jake Virtanen. That's honestly nuts. Let's get some hashtag Kim is famous. Can't wait for the Wi-Fi to die. Hey, Kim, I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but thank you. Yo, Twitch was chilling. Glad to hear that, Kim. Glad to hear that. Hey, Darkness, let's go. Darkness, let's get some big Blues hype for Mr. Darkness. Where am I? I'm right here. Halfway through the first period, the stream I was watching began to buffer massively. Was going to it was really buffering because my Wi-Fi is not great. Actually, it wasn't. I can't even blame the Wi-Fi. It was the thing I was watching. I think that was really messing up. I was gonna rate your stream, but I thought, Habs, you should know I stream after every single Habs game. Unless I notify you guys in the Discord that, there's like a storm, which apparently there's supposed to be a storm tomorrow, so there actually might not be a stream tomorrow. But unless I tell you guys like, blank came up or blank is happening, so I won't be able to go live. Unless I tell you guys in the Discord, or it's literally very, very about the stream, something happens, then I'm streaming. But thank you for the thought, at least, of potentially rating me. I appreciate it, Habs. I actually saw you were live. I just couldn't comment because I was on the family computer and I wasn't signed in. But you said, no, Habs. I didn't say I'm not able to stream. I said I'm not able to watch the game on TV until Friday. It's so weird ever since... Yeah, Habs. It's honestly weird. It's like ever since I mentioned, Petry's defensively inconsistent, it's like he turned into Michael Jordan. I took that personally, Like it's like he saw my comment. It's like he saw my videos, and I appreciate that, Mr. Petry, for watching. Pittsburgh may have unleashed Montreal's Joe Sons of Liberty. They might have, honestly. Pittsburgh might have unleashed Montreal's final form. I got no, you didn't, Habs. I think you just misheard, unfortunately. Jeff Petry would then draw a tripping penalty. Good on him for doing so. The Habs will go to the power play. Habs played well, but while my stream buffered like crazy, we were not able to score on it, unfortunately. 0-for-1 on the power play on the night. The Canadiens were starting to look a bit better. Yeah, Petry is pretty solid, Habs. I agree. The Habs were starting to look a bit better in the league going to the first period, and then we would score again. It was Jeff Petry with a nice, beautiful snipe from right about near the point. Had a not wide open net, but he had a wide open chance. Just had a really, really nice, just had a really nice, slight delay on the shot and then got it off. It was nice. Petry got that one from Byron and Lehkonen. So Lehkonen gets 2 points in his 300th NHL game, and it is 3-1 Canadiens. It was a big beauty. Yes, Petry for Vezina. Petry for Vezina. The Canadiens were turning over the puck a few times, but thankfully nothing major would come about it for the Canucks, who then almost made it 3-2 on a weird puck bounce in front of the net. That's why Price should not really play the puck, in my opinion. He's decent at puck handling. It's just at moments like that, it's like, God, Price, why do you do that? Everyone, Habs are getting swept and will suck next year. You Habs, you underestimate my power. I understand that, Habs. Dude, I think I was literally, I remember when I did the prediction, the preseason predictions, when I did my first playoff predictions, I predicted, the Canadiens are going to, they're gonna beat the Penguins. I think I had them in 5, and so not so many people, but like a few people in the comments were like, "Oh, these are so unrealistic. These predictions suck. How come you always have the underdog?" And look, like 6 out of the 8 teams I predicted won the play-in rounds. Granted, Montreal didn't go to the Stanley Cup Finals, but still, let me have that. I got the plans mostly correct. Let me have that, boys. But that would end up doing it for the first period. Habs led 3-1. The shots were tied 10 apiece. I actually ended up missing the first 3 minutes of the game, but I came back into the Canadiens were on the power play, but unfortunately they were not able to score in it. 0-for-2 on the power play tonight. Right before Leafs game this season, a squirrel made my power go out. Cameron Knox, that is a big yikes. I don't know how that happened, but Jesus. The Canadiens were looking fantastic now. They're doing really good. I actually have to give a shout out to the stream I was watching because of Bell. The stream that I was watching, big hype to them. I'm not going to give them a shout out because I know someone's going to probably go and copyright them, so I can't watch them next game. But yeah, the stream I was watching, big shout out to you. You're an OG, and I really like your streams. But we would end up scoring. Oh my God, we're getting lots of comments already. Okay, I literally walked on my hydro line. Rip. Rating someone else. Hey, no, Habs. It's all good, man. Yeah, Habs 16. Weber's 1,000th game tomorrow. That's gonna be nuts. If the Storm doesn't, hopefully if the storm that's supposed to hit Montreal doesn't hit, or at least hits early in the day, for example, then hopefully I will be able to stream, because I would hate to not stream for Weber's 1,000th game and either do it on Wednesday or at the very worst make a video on it. But yeah, because there's a tree near the hydro. Oh shit, Cameron. Montreal damn Sons of Liberty. You don't think the Montreal Canadiens are gonna win the President's Trophy, or are you? Oh, it's Sons of Liberty. It's not really a curse, I don't think. I don't think it'd be a curse. Bergevin is in, yeah, Wolverine. I don't think Bergevin's in a rush to trade Mete. He's, like you said, Mete, like, he's here. He signed a 1-year extension, so he should have seen this coming, that he would be a healthy scratch. He's gonna get, I think he gets a golden stick and something else for having 1,000 games, which is funny because in the home opener, like, you could tell, like, my dad actually brought this up to me, but he was mentioning, Weber doesn't like having the spotlight on him, so he's gonna hate tomorrow most likely. I think he's gonna hate tomorrow. He's gonna be like, cool, whatever. All right, cool. This is kind of cool. I got a golden stick. Come on, let's hurry up. I want to play hockey. So I think Weber tomorrow's gonna hate it, but I think he'll enjoy it. He'll enjoy it and hate it for different reasons. I'm supposed to get a storm. Hey, Habs, hopefully you don't get a storm then. I have no school. Hey, big happy for Sons of Liberty, boys. Leo, let's go. Hello, Harrison. Hello, Leothan. Hello, Leonardo. What do you mean he hates having a spotlight? Well, he hates having the attention on him, I think is what I meant by that. He hates having, like, the attention on himself. But we would end up scoring Brendan Gallagher off a turnover from Nick Suzuki, making it 4-1 with a fantastic chance on Braden Holtby. It was a really, really nice play. Suzuki was able to strip the puck, got it to Brendan Gallagher, who came in, had a fantastic shot, and just was able to get it off, and boom, 4-1. And then we scored again not long after that. Jeff Petry got his second of the night from Corey Perry for his 800th NHL point. My hat's off to you, Mr. Corey Perry. And Jesperi Kotkaniemi for the 5-1 lead. We are rolling, and Vancouver would take a timeout because of that. I want a snowstorm. Hey, Habs, I don't want a snowstorm because it likely means no stream tomorrow. We saw this girl, Jesus, Cameron, right on the ground. There was even smoke coming off of it. I hope you guys didn't try to pick it up. Hey, Trill Nico, let's go. I checked the score and I was like, whoa, hey, let's go, Sons of Liberty. Yo, Randy, I loved the game tonight, man. Despite the fact I wasn't able to watch it on TV because Bell sucks. because Bell sucks. I was able to check it out on a different stream, and it was pretty good. I really liked the stream actually. It was really really solid. I'm not from Montreal. Hey, big rips, Habs. Big rips. Life is good when being first into darkness. I can agree with you there, buddy. Yo, Harry Rice's adopted son is in the chat, boys. Let's go. Harry Rice's adopted son. You're supposed to be in the basement right now. I did hit the Andrew, thank you for hitting that notification, buddy. Leafs are a point ahead of us, but don't they have 2 games in hand, I think? Any complaints, Harry? Mete turning it over. Or not Mete turning it over. Mete not covering Beagle in the third, but we will get to that. Just kind of Mete in general. I like Mete, but he didn't play that great. What else? Byron had a few iffy moments. He did good tonight, but he looked kind of meh at some points. So yeah, pretty much just Mete playing bad for the most part, not covering Beagle on the second goal, the second Canucks goal, and just Byron at some points. But aside from that, we're doing pretty good. Incredible one, Dadius. Thank you for watching, man. Appreciate it. Hope he actually didn't look bad at all tonight. I know he was 12 for 17 at one point, but the man was left out to dry. Exactly, Leo. I agree. So many different ways the Canadiens scored. There were so many odd man rushes, 2-on-1s, breakaways. There was like 6 breakaways at least during the game, which was nuts. So Vancouver's defense is just not there, like you said, Leo. Vancouver's defense is not doing their. There's literally one breakout where we just flipped it, and Josh Aronson, all right, cool, I'm gonna get it, and just skated in. Like he pretty much skated past all of the defense for the Canucks and had a clear breakaway. It was just like, okay, you know. Seriously, yeah, I'm not complaining every game, the Habs. So yeah, Dottie has 6 shorthanded goals on the season, and we had 6 all of last season. That's nuts. Technically, Avs and Blues are tied. However, Avs have played 10 games, Blues have played 9. I agree, Darkness. Like, technically, I would say the Blues have the lead, but we'll see how things go. Mete's not that bad, but he plays a little bad sometimes. Tony D'Angelo, let's go. We got Tony D'Angelo in the chat, boys. Let's go. We got a Tony Dadius. Who is the worst Habs player of the season if you had to pick one? Oh, Trill Nico, that's a great question. Who is the worst Habs player this season? If I absolutely had to pick one, I feel like me saying Byron at this point is a cop-out. Just based off the one game that he's played, I do say Mete personally. But if we're going off so far what I've seen, I don't know if we really have a worse game. I have to say Mete. He's only played the one game, which is actually a testament that even Byron is not playing it that bad enough to be the worst game, the worst player on the team. So unfortunately, I do have to say Mete because I really like Mete. Life doesn't feel, Sons of Liberty. I agree, unfortunately. Hey, Leo, no problem, man. No problem for Chichu, man. I'm glad you liked him. Thank you for the second round pick that I'm almost bound to trade for a first round pick, hopefully. Yes, I did hear what Tony D'Angelo did in the locker room. Hey, Dadius, thank you for coming by to the stream. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. If the Habs win tomorrow, Cameron Knox, if we win tomorrow, we will be on top of the North Division, and it's going to feel so fun. Get on Jackbox, Sporty. Yo, Sporty, I'm going to get on Jackbox a little later probably. I got a movie to watch after the stream with my best friend. 9 games for the Habs. Yep, stop picking them. But guys, notice. I didn't blame Byron. I said Mete was the worst player. But keep in mind, it's just based off the one. It's just based off the one game so far. I don't want to say I always blame Byron. Lolzilla, let's go, Sons of Liberty until the least one. Ooh, Cameron Knox. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, definitely. Dano's been the most disappointing. I agree. Dano's been fine at certain points, but at others he just seems to be kind of. I don't want to say wandering. I don't want to say wandering around. He wasn't pulling a Pierre-Luc Dubois, but he's just been very invisible. And I agree with what the commentators were saying is that Dano needs to get a goal. Dano needs to score. I think personally it's just like I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I don't know what we're doing personally. Or not what we're doing. I don't know what Danault's doing. I think once Danault gets a goal, he'll be able to start producing a little more, and I think he's going to start getting his confidence back personally. I think Danault has definitely been shaky. I think getting that contract offer probably messed with him a little bit. But yeah, he was fighting. I wouldn't say he was fighting Kreider and Georgiev. He didn't say racial slurs to Condre Miller unless there's like 100% definitive evidence. Like players in the locker room are saying, yeah, he said this. Then no, I'm not going to believe he said racial slurs to Condre Miller. And I know he didn't, and I know people are going to say he stole Condre Miller's first goal puck, but that was actually confirmed false by the, I forget if it was the GM or the president of the Rangers, but they said no, that one's absolutely false. I didn't say Paul Byron. I said I know it'd be a cop out to say Paul Byron, so I said Mete Habs. There's these things called ears. The 6-5 loss against Vancouver Danault looked like garbage in the defensive zone, especially on the PK. I agree, Leo. Like Danault didn't look great in that game, and he's not looked great. Yeah, it's real uncommon. Like typically, he's the best defensive player we have, or at least defensive forward, I should say, that we have. So it's definitely really weird. It's definitely really weird seeing Philip Danault playing like this. So it's definitely really weird. Danault definitely not a first line. I don't know if I'd say definitely not a first line center. I mean, most teams he definitely is set as probably a second line center. Unless certain teams are stacked with depth and he's likely third. But most teams probably a second line center. But that's the thing with Montreal, we don't really have a clear first line, which in my opinion, I think actually benefits us. I think instead of us having like, all right, boom, one clear line that's doing fantastic, having four lines that are really pitching and doing great. In my opinion, I think is much better than having, like I said, one solid line that does well and three that are like kind of meh. I'd rather have three lines that are doing really, really well and a fourth line that's like, yeah, they're solid on some nights. Other nights they don't produce, but they're still good. I still love Tony DeAngelo. Leo, I can't blame him, man. I like him, but not as much as I did. Tony D got fouled. He did, Sons of Liberty. He did. With one regulation loss, I wouldn't complain about any line when goals are coming from all the lines. I mean, Randy, I'm not necessarily complaining. I'm just pointing out errors, When I'm pointing out errors with the team, I wouldn't consider that complaining, just pointing out stuff that's like, all right, we need to do this and this better, Habs, I'm removing that comment because that's not 100% true. That's not confirmed. Feels good being on top of the hell yeah, Cameron. I know what you mean. It feels good being on top of the North Division for sure. The Habs. Why must my teammates punch me? I'm nice. Yo, Tony D. I don't know, man. On paper, the Tatar line is the first line with PH. Yeah, I agree. So the Suzuki line has been fantastic. They actually showed. It was like some type of advanced stat. It was like expected goals per 60 minutes, and the Suzuki line was the second, and I think the fourth line was actually surprisingly up there. No, what's the fourth? I'm pretty sure it was the fourth line that was also up there, which was really, really surprising. But yeah, I think Suzuki's line is technically the second line, but when you need a clutch situation, it is definitely that second and third line we're putting out there personally. Definitely really like that we're doing that. Feels good to be tied for first. Yeah, exactly, Darkness. Technically, I would say you guys are probably first because you have played one less game. I would say you guys are first. Why must my I already read that. When the team wins, can we talk about the good? Yeah, I mean, we can't say anything bad when the four lines are solid, but still, there's defensive mistakes and some offensive technical mistakes that I have a few written down. So I want to talk about that as well. I'm not just let's suck the Habs dicks when they're good and suck their dicks when they're bad. Now, I want to point out both the good and bad. That's what the channel is here to do. I'm not just here to say, oh, Habs did good tonight, even though we got blown out 9-0. We still did good, I'm not here to just constantly do that. I'm not saying you do either, Randy, but I'm just saying I want to talk about the good and the bad, Mete, if not traded, would probably, he's likely getting exposed anyways, Wolverine, because you think about it, the defense we likely protect are Weber, Petry, and Sherratt, most likely. Even though I'd rather protect Kulak, I understand why we protect Weber, Petry, and Sherratt. So Mete likely does get exposed, and I think they maybe take him Seattle, but I do think they could probably take Jake Allen. I think Jake Allen is a really solid, viable backup, and I think definitely that Seattle could probably use Jake Allen more than they could use Mete. He was toxic on Twitter. That doesn't make him racist, though. I'm the next Gretzky. Hell yeah, Tony D. You're the next Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky. Who do you think? Who do you think will make the playoffs out of these teams? Oilers, Canucks, or Jets? I will be honest. Canucks. I think the Canucks or the Jets have the best chance of making it out of the playoffs. Hey, thank you, McDry. Appreciate it. Good job, Habs. Randy spitting out great takes. Damn, Leo. You always point out. I mean, I don't always point out Price is bad. Price has had some really good games this season. But notice the team's gotten better. Price has more confidence, so he's playing better. It's almost like when the team is doing good and they are able to play good defense, it means Price is confident, which means he's going to be more jacked up, make better saves. It's almost like, hey, yo, Marcus Hunt, how's it going, buddy? Seattle should take me. I will bring this team to greatness. Hell yeah, Tony D. Teams that miss the playoffs are Sens, Canucks, Oilers. I agree, Marcus. I mean, Canucks, unfortunately, because I had them making the playoffs, and I don't want my predictions to be great. I don't want my predictions to be wrong. Who does? But it's looking likely Canucks could end up being the team that's out. Yeah, hell yeah, Cameron. Leafs and Habs play against each other on the 10th. Let's go. Oh, let's go Thursdays when we're wearing the reverse retros. Let's go. I might actually do something special for Thursday, depending on if we beat or lose to the Senators. But hell yeah, let's go reverse retros, and we're playing the Senators. So it's technically retro jerseys versus reverse retros. That's gonna be fun, unless the Sens are also wearing the reverse retros, which would be really fun. Price was playing good. He wasn't playing that great last year. Habs. He had one of the worst seasons of his career, I think, actually. So, Price is still Jesus. Hell yeah, Sons. I will say, I think we should be able to beat Ottawa. They're on a 6-game losing streak at this point. Hopefully, we can beat them. Hopefully. And actually, I just realized Thursday's the game that's at 1 p.m., so I'm actually going to be up here really early. I'm going to be up here like 4 p.m., something like that. So that's going to be really fun. I never want the Sons of Liberty, in my opinion, I really like the Islanders reverse retros. Like, yeah, they look like the 06 jerseys, but still, they look good. I like those jerseys, personally at least. We were looking solid, getting some good stuff going, but unfortunately a penalty would be against us as Mete would go to the box for tripping. We're able to kill off the power play and actually look pretty solid in doing so. 2 for 2 on the PK tonight. The Canadiens were going to the power play themselves. It'll be hooking called against the Canucks, and we would score. Tyler Toffoli gets his 7th of the year from Weber and Petry to make it 6-1 Canadiens. And actually, I want to point out on the Petry goal, it looked like Perry had scored because there was a little bit of a pile up in front, but Kotkaniemi got to Perry, who got it, batted it, and then Petry was able to get it in front. So thankfully, Corey Perry has his 800th NHL point either way. Thought there could have been potentially a challenge from Travis Green of the Canucks, but there was not. So, yeah. Your face is funny. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Habs. My favorite reverse retros, I like Colorado. I don't remember Calgary's. I really like Colorado's, actually. I like the Colorado colors with the Quebec jersey. That's beautiful. Love Carolina's jerseys as well. The Hurricanes reverse retros. Love the Habs reverse retros. Not even being biased, I absolutely love those jerseys. The Rangers reverse retros are pretty cool. I like that they have the Lady Liberty logo. And I'm trying to think of 5 to round out the top 5. Arizona. Love the Arizona jerseys. But honorable mention to Anaheim. They have the beautiful Quacky the Duck, whatever his name is, Quackers. They had the beautiful Quackers jersey, Quackers bouncing out of the ice. Wild Wing, that's his name, the Wild Wing jerseys. Those are ugly, so ugly, they're beautiful. Did you see any bad goals against Price tonight? I would argue the first one, the one that Brendan Sutter had, Price probably should have had. Randy, that's the one I would argue he should have had. The second one, you have to blame that on Mete, though. That one's the one you absolutely have to blame Mete on for just leaving Jay Beagle open in the space, but we will get to that, obviously. So technically I saw one bad goal against Price and then one where it was completely on Mete, in my opinion. Reverse retros are 6 and no one ever. Hey, Marcus, I like the Vegas reverse retros. I don't know about that, Cameron. We'll see if they win. I like Tampa, Montreal Sabres, and Oilers versus Retros. I forget what Tampa's is. Buffalo's looks good. Montreal, I'm glad you agree. And Oilers aren't that bad, actually. Pittsburgh's reverse Retros are really, really nice. I like the Pittsburgh word mark, even though I would personally argue probably should have gone with the Robo Penguin, but that's just me. Where am I? Right here. The Canadiens were looking to get some. The Canucks were looking to get some pressure in the final minute, but nothing big would end up going their way. That would end up doing it for the second period. Habs led it big with a 6-1 lead. Shots were 23-20 for the Canadiens as well. Early in the third period, the Canucks will. Yeah, the Leafs reverse retros are kind of iffy. Like I like them kind of, but it's like the gray just throws it off a bit. The Canucks would end up going back to the power play. It was Toffoli called for slashing. Really unfortunate call there. Canadians were able to man it. Were able to kill it off though. Doing pretty good in the third period so far. 3 for 3 on the PK tonight. Hot take: Jets. I like the Jets reverse retros. If they're the ones I'm thinking of, I think it's the one with just the word Jets, and it's like kind of the baby blue jersey. I think Canadians were starting to heat up, getting some good chances. Perry had a really impressive backhand pass to Kotkaniemi. Just couldn't get it. Kotkaniemi got the shot off. He actually got the shot off and then fell over himself. So that was funny. Actually, I want to point out two big accidental scrums. I forget who it was tripping himself or tripping a Habs player and a Canucks player, and then Josh Anderson went flying over another. Tried to go against what's the word I'm trying to say? Josh Anderson accidentally got flipped over another Canucks player, so that was scary. And also I wanted to mention, I actually didn't write this in my notes, but I forgot. Weber accidentally ran into Danault, and Danault went flying. So that was kind of funny to see. That was kind of funny to see personally. I know my favorite team is the Leafs, but their reverse retro suck. Hey, Cameron, that sucks. I agree, Wolverine. The Islanders reverse retro gets too much hate. I think people that were expecting them to go to the fisherman jersey, I don't think would have been good. I think it would have been fine. Oh, hey, they're gonna win they're gonna wear the fisherman's and they're gonna be good for once, I think that's gonna be. That would have been cool. That would have been cool to see oh, hey, winning Islanders team wearing the fisherman's. But I think what they went with was probably maybe one of the best things they could have come up with, in my opinion. Like I said, I don't think the fish. I love the fisherman jersey personally, but I just don't know if it would have been that great of an idea. Hey, Thomas Killer, welcome back to the stream, buddy. What a game indeed. It was a fantastic game. Man, you should go in nets and try to stop floppers like that. First goal against Price. A puck deflected is nearly impossible to stop when you go one way and the puck deflects. It didn't deflect though, at least from what I saw. It didn't look like it deflected off anything though. Brendan Sutter, it was kind of screened, but Price probably saw that puck. In my opinion, I just think I think Price should have had that one. And that's not me saying he's a bad goaltender. He stopped 24 shots out of 26. Technically 25 out of 26 if Mete had stood up against Jay Beagle. But still 24 to 26 is really, really good. So I'm not saying Price is bad, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't think I'm too picky. I'm just trying to be critical a little bit, because I'm not going to come up here and constantly say, oh, Habs did good, Habs did good, Habs did good, Like I said, I want to point out the good with the bad. I want to criticize the Canadians, even if very slightly, and praise when they're good, Canucks. I like the Canucks reverse retros. I like the little fade in from the green to the blue, I think is what it is, if I remember correctly. But I like that. Arizona over Sons of Liberty. I don't know about that. I haven't tried either, but Snapple gives you a fact. Marcus, no. McDavid over everyone. That's not true. Worst reverse retro is Minnesota. No, I like that. I like the Minnesota jersey personally. Sons of Liberty. I mean, you might think it's the worst. I personally like it. I like that they throw back to the North Stars. Price over. Oh yeah, definitely. Price is really, really solid. He's one of the best goalies in the league, for sure. But it's just I'm just saying, for $10.5 million, he should be expected to stop that. As an Islanders fan, I don't mind the fish. Yeah, Sons of Liberty. That's weird. There's some Islanders fans that hate it, like Kim. But then there's others that are just they don't mind it, like you. So I find that funny. Cameron Knox, thank you for coming by the stream. Appreciate it, buddy. I will definitely be live tomorrow, assuming the storm that's supposed to hit my area does not hit, somehow allows me to stream, or it doesn't happen at all. Liberty, I love the. Hey, Marcus, me too, man. Price is overpaid. I agree. He is. Oh, my apologies. I just had to sneeze. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I still think Crosby is better than McDavid. Definitely Wolverine. I agree with you 100%. Crosby is much better offensively or defensively. If he wasn't playing with guys like Jake Gensel and Kasperi Kapanen all the time, or Brian Rust, if he was playing with guys, if he was playing, say, with Malkin on the wing, for example, if he was playing with really, really solid players, actually, I can't say Jake Gensel. I like Jake Gensel. Jake Gensel is good. So if he was, say, playing with Malkin, Crosby, and Gensel, then he would definitely be putting up 100+ points this season, you know? And also, I do want to point out, given that, Crosby kind of has, like 200 more points than Ovechkin in the same amount of games. So there's kind of that. Check the replay. The puck was funky going in. I'll check the replay, but as of right now, from what I remember seeing, it looked like it went straight in. Not one announcer said that. Not one announcer said that was stoppable puck. So what? The announcers aren't 100% right. Randy, and you can think I'm very picky, but I don't think so. Expect Price to get... No, of course, that's unrealistic. No goalie is ever going to get 10 shutouts in a row, you know? But I'm just saying, I think Carey Price should probably stop that, you know? I don't expect Price to get a shutout every single game, you know? I'm not fucking stupid. You know, Randy, and I would expect you to think higher of me in that regard. I don't expect you to think I'm fucking stupid. Bro, why did you have to pick Toffoli in fantasy? Salty. I like Toffoli, man, and he's doing good. Toffoli's doing good, man. 10 million goalies should have 940 save percentage, 2 goals against average, 5 goals, 2 assists last part. Yeah, I mean 940 is a bit high. I'd probably say maybe around 920, 925 or so. 2 goals against average, I think, is fairly fair. I'd say maybe 2.3, somewhere around there. And then obviously like maybe a few assists, maybe. And if you're really lucky, a goal, you know, but Price would have to be incredibly lucky. It'd have to be some type of like, say, 1-0 game or 8-7, where like the other team's defense is just falling apart and Price has a clear shot at the open net, you know, like there's no way Price is just going to shoot it and then it's just going to go in. That has never happened in the NHL, where a goalie just shoots it down and it beats another goalie naturally. You know, there's never been like that, unfortunately, as much as I would love to see that. But unfortunately, that's not the case yet. It has happened from the zone, just not by a goaltender, surprisingly. McDavid's overrated. McKinnon's better. I don't see much of McKinnon personally, but I probably have to check him out some more. Liberty, Sons of Liberty. Hey, let's go. Sons of Liberty. I disagree totally. Next comment. Sons of Liberty. Facts. That's funny. Hot take: Montreal has one of the best fourth lines in the league that 9 never had. I agree, Thomas Killer. Jake Evans is really, really good in my opinion. I'm surprised my dad still wants to take him out of that fourth line and put Paling there. I do think Paling should be given chances. It's just at the expense of Jake Evans, I don't think so. Paul Byron, I still think it's kind of meh. You could replace him with Frolik or Paling, and that line kind of doesn't change. Artturi Lehkonen, though, has really, really impressed me so far in the season. 2 points tonight. And so far, what he's done in the regular season so far, I've really, really liked. Even if he's not always on the board, he does really, really well. And Jake Evans especially, I think he could be ready potentially for a third-line role as early as next season if Montreal decides not to re-sign Philip Deneau. You know, so I think Jake Evans could definitely be ready for a third-line role as early as next year, like I said. The Islanders' reverse retro, in my opinion, is kind of better than the regular home jersey, and if they wanted to, they could just use the reverse Wolverine as their main home jersey. That's surprising, actually. That's really surprising. Randy, I'm glad you agree with Tom. So do I, for the most part, like I said. But yeah, the Islanders' reverse retro, I do like it. I don't know if it could replace their current home jersey. I like their current home jersey. Never mind, I picked Suzuki too for even. Let's go, Salty. Let's go. Am I the only one that thinks Hopi is... No, Wolverine, definitely Hopi is overrated. He's definitely overrated. He's definitely overrated, mostly because he won a cup with the Capitals. I think that's the reason he's definitely overrated. If we can pick up an impact player with the deadline or before, I think we can make a deep playoff run. Rich J, I do think it maybe some type of impact player could help. Just, I personally, I don't know. I don't know if picking up an impact player would really be the best thing. Because say you deal, say, Deneau, and you get back, I don't want to say Dubois, but say you say somehow you get Crosby, say somehow it's like Crosby for Danault first, and say Mete and Byron for the cap dump, for example. Say it's something like that, Crosby definitely would help, but if if he would blend with Tatar and Gallagher on that first line, it's if he would blend in with the team well, So for me, I think picking up an impact player would be incredibly risky depending on who you give up. But it would be interesting for sure. I think we can make a deep playoff run as is personally, but an impact player could help it, or it could just end up making our chances worse, if anything. So it's definitely tricky. It's definitely tricky which way you look at it. I don't think I pick on every goal on Price. There's been some this year, like the second goal on Beagle, like I'm saying now, that haven't been on Price. Randy, I don't know where you've been, but there's literally been several goals this season so far that have been like, yeah, that goal's not on Price. It was a bouncing puck. It wasn't on Price. Blah, 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 wasn't on Price. There's been several goals this year that I'm saying isn't on Price. I think if the Islanders don't get figured out by Valentine's, they're doomed. Damn Sons of Liberty. That's unfortunate, man. Kyler Yomer, I don't know what I'm saying. Kyler Yamamoto or Suzuki. Who has more potential? Suzuki. I agree with Marcus. Suzuki probably has a bit more potential. I think Yamamoto has a good second line type vibe to him, potentially first line if he needs to step up there. But I think Suzuki has potential to be a really, really clear-cut first line center in the NHL. I think he's definitely going to be really fantastic. I agree, Thomas, one of the best fourth lines in the league defensively with a little bit of offensive punch in the lineup. Yeah, Randy, like Evans and Lehkonen are definitely really solid. Evans especially, that kid has really, really impressed me so far with what he's been able to do in the season. His offense is technically not great, 2 goals in 9 games, but still when he does get on the board, he is really, really solid. And defensively, he's definitely really good. So while he might not get on the scoreboard every game, like I said, he's definitely really solid. I really like Jake Evans. And like I said, I think he could be ready for a third line role as early as next year. Thoughts on Tony DeAngelo? What can I say that hasn't already been said? Kind of an asshole for going after Alexander Georgiev right after a game like that. Yeah, kind of an asshole for doing that. Props to whoever punched him. There's been reports it's Kreider, reports it was Georgiev himself. It's weird. I don't want to give my thoughts on Tony DeAngelo like right away on the situation. I want to wait probably a week or so to see how it develops, what comes out as being true, what comes out as being false. Like with the thing that Tony DeAngelo stole Keandre Miller's first NHL goal puck, like that came out as false. Like after it was reported for like a day, it's like, nope, that was completely false. The president of the Rangers said, the president or the GM, one of the two, I keep forgetting which one. So I don't want to say exactly right away. I'd rather wait a little while to see what comes out as being true and whatnot. I think the Oilers have better defense and get a solid goaltender. Skinner looked good last night. Oh, did they finally play Stuart Skinner? But the defense was terrible against the Sens for those 5. That would explain why the Oilers allowed 5 goals. Yeah, I think the Oilers can get some offensive depth, defense, and goaltending. They might have a chance of being good, because Koskinen is fitted as probably best suited for a backup role. Some of their defense is decent, but most of it is kind of meh. And the offense, like, yeah, sure, they have McDavid, Draisaitl, and maybe Yamamoto, and maybe Nuge, but that's a line and a half, not even a line and a half, so it's kind of a first line and 1/3 of a second line. So it's kind of like meh, because James Neal hasn't been chipping in. Tyler Ennis was placed on waivers. So yeah, it'll be weird. Maybe a player like Taylor Hall, if Sabres don't make the playoffs, which day that could be interesting. Like if the Sabres are clearly out by the trade deadline, maybe getting Taylor Hall would be interesting. It's just, I don't know, because he's kind of seen as a locker room cancer. And I don't want a player like that on the Montreal Canadiens, because if it means we're only getting him for these playoffs, Bergevin would not do that. Bergevin is not one, I don't think at least, to trade future assets to win right now, Like technically he might have done that with Jake Allen, but if anything, it was more so to prevent needing to expose Caden Primo in the upcoming Seattle expansion draft, So technically Jake Allen is technically short term, but could be here long term technically if Seattle doesn't end up picking him up, So it's interesting. So I wouldn't like to go after Taylor Hall necessarily, unless he does end up turning it around with his attitude wise. Yeah, Byron's a part of the fourth line too. I just don't see that much in him personally. Yeah, Wolverine, I agree. I like Jake Evans as well. I hope the Habs are able to keep him as well. Tony D's a mega douchebag. Sons of Liberty, that's interesting. That's an interesting opinion. Taylor Hall signed a long-term contract, impossible to trade. Did it just come out that he signed a long-term contract? Did that like just come out, Randy? I'm gonna look it up if I can. Nobody the others. We only focus on offense. What do you mean, Sons of Liberty? How was your day today, Andrew? Mine was fairly solid for the most part. Matt is the beast. What do you mean? Do you think the Sabres will make the playoffs? If they don't, I can definitely see Eichel requesting a trade as well. Personally, I definitely see. I could definitely see the Sabres making the playoffs only by a miracle, personally. I think the Islanders definitely have a much better chance of getting in. I don't think the Sabres are going to make the playoffs, honestly. If they don't, I definitely see Eichel requesting a trade. I think the move for Taylor Hall was definitely their kind of like last hurrah to please Eichel, and if they can't, then 100% he's gone. I think 100% Jack Eichel is gone. And personally, I think it'd be much better to just trade him now. Trade him now while he doesn't want to leave. So that way it's like, phew, dodged a bullet. We actually got more than what we wanted, you know? Byron assisted a nice play to Petry for the winning goal. Did he assist on that 3-1 goal? Yeah, keep in mind, Randy, like, sure, it might have been a nice play, but keep in mind, like, Petry was wide open. Just what anyone on the team could have made that pass. Like, I do like Byron assisting on Petry's game-winning goal, but I don't know. Hall has been doing well. Yeah, Wolverine. Hall has been doing decent for now. On the Sabres, it's just, I don't know if he can keep it up. I hope he can, because I want to see Taylor Hall do good. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, Taylor Hall only has the 1 year contract. It's 1 year, I think $8.9 million or something like that. So yeah, Randy, as much as it does make sense, Taylor Hall signs a long-term contract, definitely surprising it was only a 1 year. Hall will go to the Stars or Devils. I don't know about that, Andrew. That'd be interesting. What do we? Luke Thorson, let's go, baby. Let's go. Here's what I think the top two lines Oilers should use: Cahoon, McDavid, Neal. Saying Neal is crazy, but got him. Yeah, he's got good. He's kind of decent with his experience, but like he's not like interesting, you know. Second line: Reiner, Hopkins, Draisaitl, Yamamoto. That would definitely be a good line. Technically, I would actually say that's your first line. If anything, Draisaitl's been so much better than McDavid recently. Nugent Hopkins actually is really solid. Yamamoto's good, so I would say that's your first line probably. Yeah, Eichel, all he needs is just to make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs with the Devils or with the Sabres and just like, hey guys, I can get a team into the playoffs. Hello, something like that. How many breakaways did you guys have? Like 50. Holy, our defense was trash. Hey Rios, thank you for coming by to the stream, man. Appreciate it. I beg the Nucks, but I want them to bounce back as well, Rios, man. We played awful today. That's a big reps, Rios. I want the Canucks to do it good. I want like a 2-1 game in like 18 rounds of a shootout. I want something like that, But I think we had like 6 or 7 breakaways. It was honestly insane how many breakaways we had. Hey man, gotta go. Or man, gotta go. Enough of this. Hey Randy, Ann, thank you for coming by the stream. Appreciate it, man. Don't know why you're defending a guy that you don't even know. But it's interesting. All right, that's my catchphrase. It's interesting, but it's kind of iffy. You're massively defending Byron. You don't really know him. I beg the I already read that. The Habs don't need Hall. Wolverine, I agree. We don't need Hall. We really don't. I always thought that Hall should go to Seattle since he signed with Buffalo. Yeah, sounds like. I think it almost feels like a clear plan. Like, okay, Hall's likely going to go to Seattle. Like for some reason, like I've heard a lot of people. Like a lot of people have said, like, oh yeah, it's very likely Hall is probably going to go to Seattle, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does. What'd you do today? I talked with some friends on Discord, did some stuff in some sim leagues, and then watched the Canadiens game. What'd you have for dinner? I don't know what I had for dinner. What did I have for dinner? I forget. Actually, I'm actually gonna have some pretzels on milk after the game. And yes, before you guys ask, this is a Budweiser glass. I'm gonna try. Okay, I can. And yes, it is the one. It is the one that has the little goal light. I need to set that back up. I'm going to have some pretzels dipped in milk after this game or after this podcast ends in about 12 minutes. I don't want to say podcast. It's not a podcast. You know what I mean? After this review. I heard a rumor that Crosby might go to the Habs. I mean, I've heard of Crosby that rumor. It could be out of Pittsburgh this year since they do want to start rebuilding. I don't think Crosby gets traded though. They're gonna have to ask Crosby. They're going to have to ask Crosby if he wants to get traded. I don't think he does. If the Canadiens do get Crosby, then holy shit, massive views for the channel going live. And especially if somehow I get an insider somehow that reveals to me like 20 minutes before it comes out, like, hey, Crosby's going to the Habs. This is what you guys are getting back. You can go live. Like, that'd be sick, but I don't think it's going to happen. Hey, Rick Nelson, let's get the claps in the chat for Rick Nelson, baby. Let's go. Yo, Tony D'Angelo, you definitely are better than Taylor Hall. Honestly, your team is actually built different this year. Def could be a cup contender. Yo, thank you, Rios. I appreciate it, buddy. I think if everyone could take that definite next step, like this year, guys have definitely taken next steps. But I think if somehow we can get even better next season, we're going to be scary. And I don't want to be confident or cocky, I should say, but I definitely think if Montreal can keep going with this momentum they got right now and keep going further in their potential, then we might be unstoppable next year. I don't want to say unstoppable, but we could definitely be really solid this year too. Thank you, Rios. I did not have Fritos for dinner, Rick Nelson, unfortunately. I still need to get back on that. I still need to get on your promise of eating Fritos on stream. I apologize. I just said, hey, let's go Sons Liberty. Big hype for Sons Liberty hitting 22 subs. Marcus, you had rice. I don't remember you having me for dinner. I think I see McDavid not leaving Oilers like they did make the playoffs, but getting defeated by the Blackhawks made Oilers look terrible. But I think McDavid will stay with Oilers. I think McDavid will stay with the Oilers. I think Draisaitl is going to be the smart one and leave as soon as he could, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, McDavid's staying with the Oilers. It's kind of clear. Like, he's going to be a Gretzky type. He's only going to leave if he's forced out. But Draisaitl, I think, is going to be smart and leave as soon as he can. Hey, Kate Berry, welcome to the stream, man. Kate Berry, welcome back. I agree, Wolverine. Hall is overrated. Oilers and Habs have the brightest future, TBH. Really? Oilers just need the better defense. It's not the goalie. It's the defense. I mean, definitely the Oilers definitely need a better defense. Like, not memeing. Bouchard and Broberg should be decent for the Canadiens. Hopefully, or for the Canadiens, for the Oilers. Hopefully Broberg and Bouchard are good, because then that could mean they have a good top four. It's just, it depends on how they develop. Because if Broberg does great and then Bouchard busts, that's bad. If Bouchard does good and then Broberg busts, that's not going to be great. And then if both of them bust, that's shit, you know? My grandpa is in the... Ooh. Shit, Cadeberry. I'm really sorry to hear that. Leo as well wants to go from... Leo? Oh, Leon. If Crosby gets with the Habs, Pittsburgh, Luke Thurston, I wouldn't say Pittsburgh is screwed necessarily. I just want to say they'd be bad now, but probably be good for the future. Peyton Krebs and Alex. Peyton Krebs is sick, Marcus. Alex Newhook's going to be good. Hey, Kate, I'm sorry to hear you had a bad day. Hopefully the stream is able to help you cheer up and smile a little bit. Oilers have nowhere close to as good potential as Habs. Thank you, Mark.